Welcome to No Hidden Agenda TV, sponsored by Caesars Entertainment. I'm Sarah Solomon. PCMA Convening Leaders is quickly approaching, and this event is set to be spectacular.
Coaching at in-person events is becoming increasingly popular. Our next guest, Vimari Roman, founder and CEO of Be Productive Coaching, is well-versed in the demand for coaching at events. Vimari, thank you so much for joining us. Would you give us an overview of your background?
I have a background in hospitality and the meetings industry. I spent 22 years in hotels before entering the entrepreneurial world when I started Be Productive Meetings and Events, which was my first company. And then shortly after that, I got certified as a leadership coach and I started my coaching practice. In 2020, when the pandemic hit, I was devastated with all of the furloughs and layoffs that took place in the industry. And that's when I reached out to MPI to see if I could come and coach at WEC. And I did. I went to Dallas and coached at WEC. And then since then, I've coached at WEC on an annual basis. I also started to speak about personal branding. Much of my practice focuses on helping professionals transition to the next step of their careers. And we do that through leadership, executive coaching, personal branding, which includes their resumes, LinkedIn profiles, interview preparation, all of that. And then I also started bringing and introducing mental fitness to the industry after the pandemic, when I realized that well-being was extremely needed after the pandemic, especially in our industry, being that everyone's always going from one event to the other. And that's when I raised my hand to speak on positive intelligence and mental fitness, and basically teaching individuals a little bit about how their inner critic shows up and how they self-sabotage, hoping that they would join our boot camp, which many have joined the boot camp. It's a program, it's a 7-week program, which teaches how mental fitness enables teams to achieve optimal performance and well-being, and helping them increase their mental muscles that are needed in order to ignite that lasting change and positive change across the organization. So in essence, that's how I've been helping, is through coaching at live events, speaking on mental fitness and positive intelligence and some personal branding as well. And really trying to, the way I say it, is bring humanity back to the industry.
You offered coaching at IMEX America for the first time and found a high demand for this on-site service. Tell us what your takeaways were from this experience.
IMEX, I spoke. I had a session on removing your inner critic. And that's a hot topic because we all have our inner critic. We all self-sabotage. And when I speak about mental fitness and how to remove that, I think everyone's interested in it. It's just at every level. And then when it came to the coaching, we were trying coaching for the first time at IMEX, and we were completely surprised about, how it was welcomed. But I was pretty much booked before I got to IMEX. We had a sign-up sheet, as we typically do at conferences. And I had to open it up because people kept emailing me about trying to get into my schedule. So the only way to open it up was to put together a wait list. And before getting to IMEX, I had 15 confirmed appointments, 30 on a wait list. And then we had a complete surprise where I saw an additional about 40, and most of these individuals were planners, I would say. We saw about 45 additional come by to try to get coaching. I felt horrible, but that I could not just multiply myself. So I did offer them to schedule a free coaching session with me after IMEX, and many of them have already. I've spoken to many of them. But the demand was just amazing to see, and that this is needed. People are looking for coaching, and especially when it comes to someone that can relate to their background and what they're experiencing. I think our industry is a bit niche and special in many ways, and that's really what attracts them.
As we look ahead to 2024, what can we expect from Be Productive Coaching?
2024, I am hoping to really come in and work more with the teams. I would love to come in, and I'm speaking to a couple of the convention bureaus and also some hoteliers, so that we can really increase mental fitness within the teams. And I have no doubt, I've worked with teams outside of the industry, and I've seen the increase in their performance, their well-being, and their collaborations as a team. And so that's really going to be my focus. I'm going to continue speaking about mental fitness and positive intelligence because that's extremely important. And working with the one-on-one coaching, one of the things that came out of IMEX that I am going to be speaking to, hopefully IMEX later on, about maybe starting with some group coaching sessions. I mentioned that there were about 45 people that just came by to try to get coaching. So there were 2 mornings where I had the opportunity to open it up to a group coaching session. And it was just instinctively what came up for me. And they stayed. The first day I had about 6 people that stayed. And then the second day I had 12 people, and they went through a group coaching session. So I think for the future for 24, I see that as being something that will be really welcomed by individuals. So group coaching at conferences and one-on-one coaching at conferences, as well as the boot camp for the groups, for the teams, so that they can level up.
Vimari, thank you so much.